The story begins when Masada Osuki fills out a questionnaire claiming to have a very average relationship with his mother Mamako. Misumi Shiris from the cabinet office informs Masaho that he's about to start a new life inside a video game. However, after entering a fantasy world, Mamako is transported alongside him. The teleportation king registers them as normal hero and normal hero's mother, and he explains they were selected based on Masato's questionnaire and have been transported inside the game via unexplained technology. Masato is then allowed to choose his sword and he selects Firmament Holy Sword of the Great Heavens, while Mamako grabs two swords with very long names, but they both are holy swords as well, planning to use them as kitchen knives. It becomes clear quickly that Mamako is more powerful than Masato, and she admits Cher sent her with him for a secret reason. Regardless, they begin in the kingdom of Malmalia at the Adventurers Guild, where the desk assistant Shaw Race looks and acts uncannily like Shoerace from the cabinet office. When Masada recruits 3 girls, Mamako decides she must interview them to see which will be a suitable future bride. However, Mamako rejects all the girls. Mess out of Chose. Instead, she recruits Porter, a merchant, and cracked woman Masato, then tries to reject Wise as sage with healing in combat magic, but also with a difficult personality, so she teleports them away to punish him. Wise then reveals the game as an MMORPG or Mother's Massively Maternal Multiplayer make-up with offspring role-playing game, the point of which is to improve the mother and child relationship in order to return home. While that's a new one, Wise also explains her relationship with her own mother is so bad that they split up and now she wants Mamako to adopt her instead. Meanwhile, Shoris teaches Malmiko a skill to locate Masato, after which Wise is thrown in jail. Manako then promises to help Wise and her mother reconcile. As such, the duo decide to conquer their first dungeon. Unfortunately, they get lost in the dark. Luckily, Mamako unlocks a mom's skill, Mother's Light, allowing them to see. She defeats several slimes, leveling herself up, but her clothes are missing. Despite being revealing, Mamako defeats the slimes, revealing a coffin with another shoe race inside it. Afterwards, Wise revives her and she reveals she's Shiri's, a mysterious nun, and gives them a new quest. To prepare for their new quest, the party shops for equipment. Masato then becomes frustrated with Mamako and snaps at her. He immediately feels guilty, but Mamako forgives him. At Mayman Village, the chief explains the Empress of Night has demanded an attractive man and asks Masato to defeat her. Masato then enjoys a hot spring only to be joined by Mamako, Porter, and Wise, who reveals she has knowledge of the Empress. She then accidentally reveals herself to Masato. Meanwhile, Shiras informs the Empress that she has broken 2 main rules. However, the Empress destroys Shiri's back to the group. Wise tells Masato she will face the Empress alone, and Masato tries to stop her. Wise then admits the Empress is her selfish mother who forested into the game, who then abandoned her after she realized she could use her magic to establish a new life with money and young men. Wise also claims to no longer care, but Mamako knows she's lying and proves it by hugging Wise, who admits the hug feels weird as it did not come from her own mother. Afterwards, the party finds and revives Shiris, who reveals the Empress named Kazuno is suspected of cheating inside the game. Shiras then offers to waive the fine for cheating if Wise can somehow repair their relationship. Meanwhile, Kazuno immediately starts a fight where she summons a white room. Masato then realizes she's hacking with a tool she found. Kazumino also reveals she plans to use it in the real world to hack her way to riches and power. However, Kazuno refuses to listen to Wise as she's still angry. Suddenly, Malmiko breaks into the room, realizing Kazuno is a sage like Wise. Masato uses one of Porter's tools to seal Kazuno's magic. Kazuno is then easily overwhelmed and defeated. Then Wise catches her before she hits the ground, begging for them to reconcile. As such, Kazuno transforms back to her true form only to immediately begin arguing with Wise. Karas accepts this as then reconciling and clearing the game, allowing Kazuno to log out. However, Wise opts to stay in Masato, claiming she wants to help the party for fun. The real Shoris then contacts him with a new quest to fix the problems the software writers cannot. As the savage continues, Mameko is happy she can have normal conversations with Masato again. One day, Masato decides to join the Lover's Lane Academy for experience. There he meets fellow student and mage Meni and her controlling mother Metamama, who constantly brags about Meni's abilities. Metamama insists on joining the lesson to ensure Meni remains the strongest student. However, experience points are given for correct answers, but everyone is sabotaged by Metamama. She claims to be the greatest parent in the world by sabotaging others. Masada notices Meni does not seem to agree with this. Meanwhile, Mamako disguises herself as a student and infiltrates the school, with Shiras as the principal, who wants them to fix the bugs in the academy software since the academy was constructed hastily. Malmiko then observes the next class with Metamama, who surprised Mamako worries more about her child making friends than acing the class. As the two continue to interact, Many finds Mamako amusing, embarrassing Masato. Metamama then tries to sabotage the class again, but Mameko's mother sharing skill cancels her sabotage spells. When her mother finally fails, Many finds amusing Mamako, then ends up answering all the questions herself and comes to the top of the class with Many in second, while Masato, Wise and Porter come and join last place, but Mamako praises their effort anyway. To no surprise, Masato has developed a crush on Medi. Meanwhile, Metamama begins a one-sided rivalry with Mamako. Masato then novices Medi, making quiet negative comments about Metamama. However, the first lesson is cooking, which Many manages to do well at due to Metamama's cheating. Mamako also does well, but with normal cooking, and her food is so amazing that Mazadu Wise in Porter gets skill boosts and XP from eating it. Many congratulates them, but Metamama is furious, like and comment for part 2.